Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Love Story, November 2019, and this is for you coming from Gemini. First, let me give you my email address, which is andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9 at gmail.com. The first card that I'm going to pull will be for the first 15 days of November, and we're going to tackle your romance area, whether a newfound one or whether the ongoing one. And this is a good enough card. It's a card of Venus, and it says there's shelter, which means that whatever differences you have, there's always shelter. There will not be a breakup. But take the soft approach because the shelter means that you need to shelter yourself and your loved one, whether the new romance or the ongoing romance, and therefore take the soft approach and things will go very well for you. Don't be confrontative, don't be provocative. Now I'm going to talk to you about your marriage areas. And let's see what the card says here. It's another Venus card, but there is the sign of the ego right on top. So it says that your ego needs to be brought under control in your marriage area. Don't allow the ego to interfere with any directions or any kind of discussions you have with your marriage partner. And if you can do that, then the discussions will turn out very well and there will be plenty of to gain and plenty of harmony that can build up. So remember, it's the ego that might create problems. So give the ego a rest and you do very well in the first 15 days of November where your marriage is concerned. And now what about the last 15 days? This card will be to do with your new or old romance. Oh, this is not a good card. It says when a problem starts in the last 15 days regarding the romance that you may find new or the ongoing romance, it will keep growing and growing until it becomes unmanageable. So the last thing you want to do in the last 15 days where your romance is concerned, whether the new one or the ongoing one, don't bring out anything that might just start to explode and the blame and the pointing of fingers and the disturbance of not being able to find solutions will all get out of hand. So remember my words. Now about marriage in the last 15 days of November. And let's see what that says. This is a card of domination. And so with this card, it says there is a need that you want to control, but that is negative. So you don't want control and you need to back off and you need to be flexible and you need to show appreciation. That way, nobody could ever blame you either to be dominating or want to control. And then you will be able to help your marriage areas much, much better. So there's some danger that either you want control or whether your marriage partner wants control. Let your marriage partner have the control. That will give you peace of mind and not worry that you're creating any problems. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages. And let's see, there'll be some people who are of these ages who are going to become very, very lucky. And from this card, I will say that if you happen to be, now remember, this program is all about love and romance and marriage. So if you happen to be the ages of, from this card, I would say 17 or 26 or 35 or 44 or 53 or 62 or 71 or even 80, then you're going to be one very, very lucky person, either finding a fantastic romance, doing extremely well to have your ongoing romance be so happy, or finding that your marriage is right now in seventh heaven. Now, if you are not of these ages, you'll need to see me for a 90-minute session. And during these 90 minutes, I'll use your date of birth, your time of birth, and look at your palms to tell you what waits for you in the next 8 or 9 years. Now I'm going to talk to you about being cautious. Being cautious, yes. So this is a card. This is a card that says there are many problems all around. If you happen to be the ages of 19 or 28 or 37 or 46 or 55 or 64 or 73. If you're of these ages in the month of November, tell yourself you may meet a very disturbing new romance, or your romance which has to do with trouble, that your ongoing romance can create problems, and your marriage itself would be very shaky. So you'll have to work very hard. So it is a card of caution for people of those ages. Now, what about colors? Let's see what the card says about colors here. I'm going to choose black from this color. So if you wear the color black in the month of November, waist upwards, that is, because waist upwards is where our soul resides in us. And if you wear black, you're going to have a lot of peace of mind. Black is always concerned in Gemini as a long-term ability. So wear black, waist upwards, and you will attract a lot of attention where romance and marriage is concerned. And now attachment. So let's see who you might find attachment to, you coming from Gemini. I make this as a card of Libra, the card of Libra. So you may meet somebody from Libra in the month of November to form a relationship. Or if your romance partner is from Libra or your marriage partner is from Libra, you're going to have a lot of good luck together. So people from Libra are going to make you very happy. So look forward to that, meeting them. And now about direction energy. So let's see what this card says about direction energy. All right, this is the card of the setting sun. So I'm going to say that is a card of the setting sun. You see, this way. And so I'm going to say that, what were we talking about the direction for, for Gemini. So this is the setting sun, that means west. So face west, and the setting sun will tend to give you plenty of energy to find solutions to make your romance or marriage and everybody in the family happy. Inspiration will come from there. Now, whether AM or PM will be better for you, you coming from Gemini, for the month of November. And from this card, I'm going to say that I favor the PM, which means from 12 noon until 12 midnight is when you'll have the charm about you to make your romance to be attractive, to find a new one, make it happy as well, and to make your marriage happy as well. Now, I have a 90-minute session, and during these 90 minutes, I'll talk to you about your next 8 or 9 years, not only on romance and marriage, but also in the job, in the business and finances, and also in your health areas, so all areas of your life for the next 8 or 9 years, based on your date of birth, your time of birth, looking at your palms. So it's a very personal reading for you. And I'll give you your lucky ages and your lucky directions and your lucky gemstones and your lucky days, a lot of other information. And I'll also show you how to get those lucky lottery numbers using your energies. And I will also show you how to reach that supernatural energy that you have within you, which I have and you have and everybody has. The trick is how to reach it and how to connect with it. And I will show you that as well. And so with all this information, you're going to have your next 8 or 9 years under your control, because age by age, calendar year by calendar year, in the next 8 or 9 years, I will go into detail to talk to you about it. So send me that email at andyhoro9, ANDIHORO, 9, the number 9 at gmail.com, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Until then, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you and goodbye.